It's my little helper. But anyway, I just want to show you what I got going on. I've got a GPS reference station up on the top of my garage, and I'm going to be using that to attempt to achieve differential GPS on my drone. It's a little bit difficult to see, but the antenna is coming in through the heat vent down there into my little weather box here. I've got a little UART transceiver connected to a Raspberry Pi and a ZF9P GPS receiver. So the GPS receiver is plugged into the Raspberry Pi. The Raspberry Pi is receiving a serial stream, and it's also giving me a TCP connection that I can connect to via Wi-Fi to my GPS receiver and configure it remotely. But the other thing that receiver is doing is it's emitting RTCM3 corrections, and it's spinning it out that transceiver over there. And on my drone, it's going to be receiving that RTCM correction, and those corrections will help it get differential GPS lock, and that just makes it a lot more accurate. More to come on that. So here we have uCenter. This is a software from uBlocks for interfacing with uBlocks GPS receivers. And what we're looking at right now is the base station, IP 192.168.25 port 5000. Okay, and that is the TCP connection I was talking about in my reference station Raspberry Pi. That's what I'm connecting to right now using SOCAT. One thing about this is that I've completed a survey just about 4 hours, and what it does is it measures its own location over those 4 hours and comes up with a standard, well, it measures the deviation over that 4 hours, and as the satellites go across the sky, it's able to pinpoint its location more accurately, and it thinks it's got itself its position down to 16 centimeters of accuracy, which is pretty good. So that's the survey, and when I go to position, one of the things that we see here, the position fix type is time. That means its position is now locked, and it's acting as a reference. So one of the things that it's doing, you can see down here, is that it's transmitting RTCM in NMEA statements via the transceiver I talked about earlier, and my drone now will be able to get those corrections and attain lock very, very quickly, and we'll see what that looks like. Okay, so here you have my drone. It's kind of a monstrosity right now. I've got a little box on the front for my camera, custom enclosure. This is the regular GPS for the drone. This is a GPS antenna for my special GPS receiver. It's a ZF9P. And this is the transceiver that is the receiving end from my reference station. So my reference station is sending RTCM corrections over here, and you can see the red light flashing every time it receives something. It's getting corrections every second. So yeah, over here we're looking at my another uCenter. This time it is for my drone. It's the Wi-Fi connection on my drone is sending out the GPS NMEA statements over Wi-Fi, and I'm receiving them here, and I can see the status of my GPS receiver and, well, excruciating detail. And one of the things that's really nifty here is that you'll see it says 3D DGNSS fixed. So that means I have an RTK fix So that's I think that stands for real-time kinematic, but it means my accuracy is really good. So and the GNSS stands for differential GNSS. So and what I mean by differential GNSS, we don't call it GPS because it's not just GPS. I'm getting satellites. I'm using a multi-band receiver and a multi-band antenna. So I'm getting signals from GPS, which is a United States GNSS solution, and that is GLONASS. I believe that's the Russian flag. So yeah, GLONASS, which is their GNSS solution, and some Chinese and EU GNSS solutions. So that's Galileo and Beidou. So we've got some really good satellite connectivity here, and really accurate GPS. So maybe I can show that here. Alright, it says I got a 3D fix, and somewhere around here it would say estimated accuracy. Let's see if I can find that. Okay, so here it is, estimated accuracy using high precision Earth-centered fixed coordinates. It's saying I'm accurate within 0.0185 meters, so just over 1 centimeter of accuracy in my precision. Of course, that doesn't mean too much because I don't have any calibrated positioning on my drone, but it's nice to know. That's what we're getting. Alright, so without further ado, once the battery's charged, I'll get a test flight on this thing and we'll see how it does. Well, it took a very long time for the battery to charge. One thing I wanted to point out is that Wi-Fi is actively going. We are getting GPS feeding into here. Could you please zoom in here? Alright, one thing that's important to see is that we have three-dimensional differential GPS, GNSS, and it's fixed. You can make that out. Okay. And now we'll attempt to fly the drone, and then we'll see that the drone will drift in our little radar map over here. And then we can see, if we zoom in right here, that the drone has processed just under 25 meters away from here in a curve. Alright, and that's it for this project.